I'll be showing you guys how I made $500 trading NASDAQ as an unprofitable trader. Let's get into it. So right now it's 8:50 a.m. So market's been open for about 20 minutes. And as we see, we had a liquidity sweep here. And we actually already took out some of my targets for the day. And I was low-key kind of feeling angry during this part because, I'm, of course, getting my levels getting hit without an entry. It's great. Love to see it. But as we see, ES is up here and actually sweeps this high. So right now what I'm thinking is, I'm like, all right, since we had that move up, I feel like we're going to catch a move down. And we hit that liquidity sweep and we dump down to this gap. I'm like, all right, it's fine, it's fine. And I see this. I'm like, all right, this is looking kind of perfect because we have equilibrium. We have a 5-minute gap here that we're still holding. So if we break structure to the downside here, well, not break structure, but break this low, then I'll re-enter, or, well, then I'll enter a short. And the same thing's kind of happening on ES. We had that equilibrium, but just no gap. So I'm like, all right. We also have an SMT from this high to this high, and from this high to this high. And NASDAQ would be the leading one down, and ES would be leading up. So I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna wait for this break below. I'm like, and I see this candle, I'm like, all right, we're about to get it. And we don't necessarily get it yet. And as I see on here, NASDAQ's actually, or ES is actually respecting this gap. And one thing that I like about this is that it hit equilibrium and tapped into a gap to go higher. Now I could have entered off this, but I would have had partials here, and then maybe I would have went up a little bit higher. That's how I would have thought about that if I entered on ES, but I actually entered on NASDAQ. So right now, looking at ES, I'm thinking longs. Looking at NASDAQ, I'm still thinking, all right, we could be short still. And NASDAQ just wants to come up here and grab these highs before we go down, just some extra liquidity to grab. And we actually form above this high. So we break the high, and we inverse a 5-minute gap. So I don't know if I enter, it was somewhere around here. Let's say like something like that. Yeah. Because I remember, yeah, we inverse this 1-minute gap. This is the 1-minute gap I was waiting to inverse. Right, where's my box? Right here. As soon as we inversed it, I entered pretty much. Not as soon as we inversed it, but it was somewhere around here. And I kind of just had my stop loss like right here. And we targeted this, and then maybe a little bit more higher up here. So a little 1.7 RR. We have partials here, partials there. And the reason why I entered this on NASDAQ and not ES is because ES already took out those highs. I wouldn't want to enter and then have it retrace into something and then me get stopped without, proper liquidity levels. So I enter, I'm like, all right, this could be bread and butter. I didn't really force anything. I mean, this is looking like a clean reversal, especially on the 5-minute. So we enter this, and we kind of sit in this little spot for a while. Yeah, I mean, 10, 15 minutes. I really got nervous around here because I'm like, all right, it's over. Like, it's actually over. Because, and why I'm thinking this is because ES already took out this high. I'm like, it's actually over. I should have stayed short. But, again, I had my confluence and everything to go to that long. I mean equilibrium, fair value gap, liquidity sweep, and then a break above the high. I mean, you can't really ask much more for that. And, you know, we start to see the daylight again after being in the bat cave. And here we go. And that was the first partial that got hit. And I believe I go to break even because we have this gap now. And then my second partials get hit. So I can get rid of these. Second partial get hit, and I'm just running, I think, one contract right now. And full TP hit. I mean, it was honestly just bread and butter. Calm little day. 500 bucks on the day. I'm still unprofitable. But bang, bang, bang. Let me tell you that. Bang. Calm 500 on the day. It was low-key a dub. Now I will say, if I didn't have my partials, I would have made 1,300. But you know, gotta have them partials so we can go break even and secure some profit. But you know, that's how I made $500 today trading NASDAQ. Peace.